Imagine buying a sailboat when you retire and deciding, I'm going to sail this thing around the world, because that is exactly the story behind this message in a bottle. Here's what happened. In 2017, a French man named Francis bought a boat and he named it the Zero Stress. And then when it was time for the first big part of his journey, which was the Atlantic crossing, he got together a crew of his good friends, just sailing buddies, and one of whom was a woman named Leslie, and she kept a blog of the whole experience. So she made a documentary about the crossing, which is on YouTube. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. She wrote this message, and you can't really read it now, but here's what it originally said. It said, "From the ship Zero Stress, the 24th of January, 2018, so 7 years before I found it. It says, Dear Finder, we have no more wine on board for the aperitif, and we try to pass the time as we can. So we decide today to launch the last bottle of alcohol we have with a message inside to see if it could cross the ocean like us. We are 7 thirsty French sailors on Zero Stress. We started our trip 3 weeks ago, the 7th of January, from Gran Canaria, and we have less than 500 miles to reach the Antilles. As we write this message, we're exactly here, around 18 degrees north, 53 degrees west." And then she says, "If you find this bottle, please let us know by sending an email to the email address," and then they all sign their names. So when I finally got in touch with Leslie, she told me the most amazing stories about this crossing. Just sounds like an incredible adventure. I mean, first of all, just imagine crossing the ocean with 6 of your best friends on a sailboat. Like, that's just super cool to begin with, right? But then she said, when we were out there, you see things you just don't see anywhere else on Earth. Like when you're way out at sea like that, the blackness of the sky and the brightness of the stars, she described the moon as being as bright as a street lamp. And then, of course, like the fluorescence of the plankton as the fish are eating it. Just amazing stuff that you'd only see at sea. So they had an amazing time. They made it across to the Caribbean. They went their separate ways, and like a year or two later, many of them met up again on the Pacific side to do that part of the crossing. And they did that. They made it to Polynesia, but sadly, by the time they got to Polynesia, COVID was in full swing, and they had to derail and abandon their plans for finishing the circumnavigation of the globe, which is super bittersweet, but just imagine the adventures they had along the way. I mean, so many cool stories, so many beautiful things that they saw, and just that time that they got to spend together. I feel super honored to have anything to do with this story. I mean, finding this bottle was a huge thrill for me, and to be connected to people this interesting and adventurous. I mean, the stuff they did and the things they saw, it's stuff that the rest of us dream about, we'll probably never see in real life. So good for them. And if you want to see more about their journey, you can check out Leslie's documentary, which is on YouTube, and I'll try to put a link to that in the comments. And you can actually see the moment when they made this message in a bottle and sent it out to sea. It's extremely cool for me to be able to see video of that. So yeah, that's the story. Hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching.